Guys, so first of all, I'm starting off making my cake. So I use Betty Crocker Super Moist Strawberry Cake Mix, right? So I have it here in my bowl. I'm going to add 1 cup of water, a half a cup of cooking oil, 3 eggs. As you can see, 3 eggs. And I'm going to mix this up, guys. So this cake is going to come out so moist. What I'm going to do, I'm going to bake this cake, right, guys? And after it bakes, I'm going to take a long dowel or wooden stick spike, and I'm going to put holes through my cake, right, guys? I'm going to put holes
Hey
all through the
guys,
cake.
welcome
So
to
the
my
purpose for
channel,
me doing
Deborah's
that is to
Delicious
let the
Dishes.
tres
Giving honor
leche
to my
milk,
Lord and Savior
which I'm going to
Jesus
show you the
Christ.
3 milks
I
that I'm
just
going
want to
to use.
welcome you guys today to
Heavy
this
cream,
collaboration that I'm doing with
condensed milk.
a young
You
lady
can
by the
use any
name of
brand.
Jessie,
And
the Hodge
evaporated milk.
Podge
This is
Life
going to
of
make
Jessie.
the
Please
leche,
check out her
and
channel,
this is
show her
why they
love.
call it 3 tres.
Just watch
The
this
heavy
video. You
cream,
will
magnolia,
enjoy it.
condensed
After
milk,
you watch my
and the
video, please
evaporated
go
milk.
over to her
So
channel
that's going to
and
go,
please
once
show
we
her love
punch
and
the holes in the
support and
cakes, we're going to
subscribe
mix
to her
these 3
channel.
together
Thank
and we're
you.
going to put them down in the holes and let it just soak up the cake. You can do it as thin or as thick as you like it. You can put as much or as less as you like. But you want it to taste like milk. That's why we're doing tres leche, 3 different types of milk. So I'm stirring up my cake mix, guys. And after we do this, I'm going to put this bad boy in the oven, right? Put it in a silver pan, line it with parchment paper. Put a little cooking spray oil on the parchment paper so it won't stick. I mean, it won't stick from the parchment paper, but you know, there's a lot of gooey stuff in here, so you never know. So after I do that, over here, these are the Oreo cookies that we use. You're going to use golden stuffed Oreo cookies. So I use 18 of these, but knowing the recipe calls for 18, but I use 20 because that's the way I am. So in a separate bowl, what I have here, you put this in the food processor, the 18 Oreo cookies, which, like I said, I use 20. And you keep the cream in it. You're just going to put the cookie in just like it is. You're going to let the food processor go, and it's going to go to this consistency right here, almost like crumbs, right? Then you're going to put a quarter, I put a half a teaspoon in mine. A half a teaspoon of melted butter inside of mine, and this is the consistency that you get. This is going to make your crunch that go on top of that cake that we're making. Over here, this is the box of strawberry jello mix. You're going to put this in a bowl. You're going to add butter. The other, I'm going to put the recipe down in my link. The other part of the butter, you're cutting the butter in half. You're using half of the Oreo cookie to make the crumble. And then here, you putting it inside of the strawberry jello. You're just going to empty the jello out the packet, put it in a bowl, and put the rest of the butter in it. And this is what you get. This is the consistency you get, like a crumble. So then you're going to mix these two together. I'm just doing this now to let this sit on the side and let those flavors infuse, right? And it smells so good. You know how jello smells. When you make jello, when you put that hot water in it, but we're not doing that this time. We're just using the jello and the margarine. You ever had one of them strawberry crunch ice creams? I think it's from Good Humor, if I'm not mistaken. Well, that's who I remember was the brand maker of it when I was coming up as a little girl. I'm about to tell my age. But anyway, y'all know my age anyway because I told you. So, this is what we're doing. We're putting that in the bowl, guys, as you can see. And you're going to mix these two together. And you're going to get that crunch that was on top of those ice creams that you ate back in the day, the Good Humor strawberry crunch ice cream. You just mix this together, and it's going to come into a crunch. And this is what's going to go crumbled over top of our cake after it's done. Because we're going to put the holes in the cakes. We're going to put the 3 milks inside of the holes. Then we're going to let it cool again. Then we're going to add our, well, it's going to be cool anyway. Then we're going to add our frosting that we're going to make. We're going to make a frosting with the other part of this heavy cream, powdered sugar, and vanilla. And we're going to spread the cake with that. And then we're going to put this crumble on it. I'm going to show you guys the rest of it after I finish mixing this cake. I just wanted to show you how this is supposed to look. You remember these ice creams, right? And it had that right there, that strawberry and that crumble on top. This is what we're layering over top of our cake. So I just wanted to get that out the way to show you that. We can get rid of all this. Now I'm going to finish mixing my cake, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to put it in the oven, and I'll show you that. Okay, guys? Guys, the cake mix has been mixed. I sprayed my pan. I lined it with parchment paper, and then I sprayed it with some Anzola butter cooking spray. Now I'm going to put the cake mix here in the pan. And I just beat my cake by hand. I didn't use the blender. Guys, you know Miss Deb loves to cook, right? I cook it all. When I first started out, I was like, you know, I'm not a good cake maker. But practice does make perfect. Now, I'm not saying I'm perfect. Yeah, thank you, Lay. But you, that's my grandbaby in the background saying, you got that right. But as you cook, you learn. You learn different things that work together with your ingredients. And you learn to do things that you didn't think you were able to do. So, this is going in the oven, guys. You want to lick the spatula? All right. Okay, so I'm going to put this in the oven. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to mix together my creams, my Tres Leches creams, which is the condensed milk, the evaporated milk, and the heavy cream. Then I'm going to make my frosting, which consists of vanilla, powdered sugar, and the other half of the heavy cream, okay? I'll be back. Hey guys, so let's make our frosting. We have the cake in the oven. I put it on 350 degrees. It's going to bake between 28 and 33 minutes. So here I have my bowl. I'm going to add 1 cup of powdered sugar. As you can see, my powdered sugar right there. We're going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I think it calls for 1 teaspoon, but I like the vanilla flavor. So 1, 2, right? Then we're going to use 1 cup of half and half. I think it's going to be a half a cup. Let me see how a half a cup works, because maybe I've written that down wrong. I don't think it. I could be wrong. Could be wrong. Then we're going to use butter. We're going to use a tablespoon of butter. Then we're going to start putting in our heavy cream, and we're going to see how this goes. I'm going to do a half a cup first. Right? Might have to add a little more heavy cream. Might have to add a little more powdered sugar. We'll see. Going to mix this, and then we're going to do it with the blender so it can get a peak on it. Yeah, definitely going to need. Now I'm going to blend this up. So that's a whole cup of heavy cream I use, guys. I might have to use some more sugar. We'll see. Some more powdered sugar. Where's my tool? All right here. All right, guys. Be right back. Guys, so let me show you what's inside of this frosting. Look at that. Is that the most beautifulest frosting you ever seen? Look at that. Right? So I'm going to sit this in the fridge. And I'm going to let that get, I'm sorry, the light is in. I'm going to let that get cold, right? So you just want to make it to get that little peak. So this was heavy cream. It was 3 cups. It was 1.5 cups of heavy cream. It was 3 cups of powdered sugar. It was 2 teaspoons and a half of vanilla extract. Then it was 3/3 of a cup of melted butter. I just used this unsalted cabot butter. And I also put in a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. The salt just makes it aerates a little bit, and it also makes it not be as sweet. Cut a little bit of the sweetness, right? So I'm going to put that in the refrigerator, let that get cool. I have my crunch to the top of the cake over here, just sitting back chilling. Now my 3 creams that make this the tres leche, hence 3 tres. So I'm going to mix this in a bowl, and this is going to go in my cake. You're going to see me do that when I punch the holes in it. Then I'm going to put the 3 milks down in the cake. Like I said, you can do it as heavy as you want, or you can do it as light as you want. Me, I have a thing with certain textures. 55 years old, right? Okay. So I have a thing with texture. So I don't want my cake too wet. So I'm just going to, I know how I'm going to make mine. I'm not going to make it as thin. I want it to be a little on the, like, not a heavy consistency, but somewhere in between. I don't want it like loose, you know, just running all over the place. So I'm going to mix these 3 together, and I'll be back with you guys, okay? Okay, guys, so now I'm going to make my tres leche to put in this. I'm going to put it in this bowl. So far I have 1/2 cup of evaporated milk. I have 1 cup of heavy cream. I'll be here all day with this. I should have had it ready. That's okay. This is our condensed milk. Well, you don't have to see me do this. I'll be right back. I'll be shaking for days. This is the cake. I punched holes in it with just like a little dowel stick. Put the holes in it. I'm going to let it cool, and then I'm going to add my, I'm going to pour my tres leche milks on top, which is the evaporated milk, the condensed milk, and the heavy cream. I'm going to pour that in the cake down. It's going to seep down through the holes. Then I'm going to add my frosting that I made from scratch, and then I'm going to put in my Oreo cookies and the jello, and I'm going to crumble that on top, and that makes this strawberry crunch tres leche cake. Your girl will be right back. Okay, guys, I'm just fixing my tripod. All right, so I am going to buy a light for this wall right here. I don't know why it's so freaking dark. And I got 2 lights up here. Anyway, guys, this is the cake, right? So I punch my holes in it, as you guys can see, right? Now, remember, the first step after you punch the holes in the cake and you let it cool completely, you're going to put your tres leche concoction here. Because remember, you're going to let this seep down in them holes. And remember, guys, I told you I'm not going to do a lot of it, but I'm going to let it go down in that cake. And it's going to go all around the cake because it's going to seep. Right? So now it seems like I'm doing it all done. Well, leche cake supposed to have supposed to be moist, and you want to taste that milk. And I want to tell you something, guys. When you do the I am using all of it, huh? When you use the evaporated milk in the vanilla, do you know it tastes just like vanilla ice cream? Remember I did a tutorial on ice cream when I made homemade ice cream? That's the same ingredients that you use to make ice cream. What we use for the tres leche, with a couple more ingredients, of course. Okay, so now right here you see in the middle, because when I was letting my cake cool, I was so in a rush, I had my window up, and so the middle of it, being that it was still hot, kind of sinked a little bit. But we ain't worrying about that, because when I put the frosting up there, you're not even going to be able to tell, okay? So let's let this frosting just seep through, guys. Well, the tres leche sauce, not frosting. We didn't put the frosting on yet. Okay, so that's that, right, guys? Now, you see, it's seeping all down in the cake. See that? So, and you can move the cake freely, see? Because of the parchment paper. One thing about the parchment paper I wouldn't recommend, it gave me a little slice on my cake because the cake baked right into it like this. But that's okay, because we're going to cover that up too. It's not a thing. Okay, so here we go with my homemade frosting, guys. See that? It's amazing what you can do in it. Okay, so we're going to just frosting this bad boy up. And I don't even think I'm using all this frosting. So who needs to buy Betty Crocker and Pillsbury when you can do your own frosting, right? And not only that, it freezes well. So once you learn how to do this, you can put any colors and flavor to it. Once you learn how to do this, you might not even go back to the other frosting. So you see Miss Deb just frosting it. Just putting a layer on it. Now I'm putting a little more so over here because I want to hide that patch that I did, right? Well, I didn't do it. Nature stepped in and did it. Right, guys? Nature. I'm not owning out. No, I can own my mistakes. Yes, I'm on. I should have not brought my parchment paper up so high where it cooked into. Well, it didn't cook into the cake, but it made a gap in the cake. But that's okay, like I said. Can you see a gap now? I can't see a gap. Guys, you know I love doing this for you guys, right? Okay, so as you can see, that is Miss Deb cake frosted, right? My hands are clean. Why do we say that? It's our food and we're cooking it in our place. Why are we so? I guess because we're on the internet. I don't know. But my hands are clean. Anyway, there we go. So it's frosting, right, guys? Let's put up. You know what? We might as well use this. What am I saving this for, right? Now, guys, the piece of resistance will be the crumbs. And that's what makes it the strawberry crunch tres leche cake. All right, that's it, guys. All right, there we go. Now I'm going to put my crumbs up here. Remember I told you this was jello in one bowl, strawberry jello, and butter. And then on the other bowl, we had the 18 Oreo cookies, which I used the 20, the golden Oreo cookies. We put a little butter in it, and we put it in a food processor and chopped the cookies. Then we put them into a bowl, and we added the other piece of melted butter, and then we mixed it all together. So here go our strawberry crumbs. Check this out. Yeah, baby, here we go. And they said mix it with a fork because that way you'll make it more finer and crumbly. Crumbly, however you want to say that. Now, this is a cake that you would be proud to take somewhere. Like, say, for instance, you go into an outing, like a cookout or a party. Try this cake, guys. And if you do try, leave me some comments. Let me know. And I always say, I'm learning to say this in my videos. Let me know what you would have done different, what you would have added differently. Because everybody have their own recipes. Miss Deb do her thing. And if I do somebody else's recipe, I always like to put my own little spin to it, right? Because that's what makes it unique. And that's how recipes are made. And I say that all the time. Some people might not like what you put up there. Or they can't tolerate it or whatever. But then you do your own and you make it the way you want to make it. Right, guys? I'm not mad at you. And you know there's going to be a sweet cake because of the condensed milk, the evaporated milk, the powdered sugar, the jello. I wouldn't suggest giving this to the children before their bedtime. I know this is a long video. Well, this is my collab. And I hope you guys like it. I'm almost done, guys. Now, how does that look? Put some of that paper down so they can cover up. And they use all of it, see? This is a winner chicken dinner. I'll be right back, guys. So, guys, this is my collab with the young lady whose channel name is the Hodgepodge Life of Jessie. Please check out her channel. I'm going to put down her link. I want you guys to please do me a favor and go to her page and give my girl some love. This is my strawberry crumb tres leche cake. Please try this out, guys. This is a winner. Miss Deb has done her thing. Is there nothing the girl can't cook? Yes. Thank you, guys. Have a nice one. Thank you, guys, for joining me again. I hope you go check out the young lady channel. It was such a nice time being had making this cake. And Jessie, I just want to thank you for agreeing to the collab. Beautiful time had, young lady. I can't wait to see what you made over in your neck of the woods. Have a good one, guys. Check my girl out. The Hodgepodge Life of Jessie. Again, thank you, guys. Have a nice one.